Dear residents, hope you all aware like we were doing an internal verification on our financial details. The main idea of this internal verification is to understand our contribution, the maintenance, whatever we are paying, where the funds are used and how they are used, right? So at the end of the verification process, we made a detailed video and we are going to present that one now. We felt like this information cannot be communicated or it may not be that efficient if we type all this in a text format and present it to you. So we decided to make a video so that it gives more idea or more information to everyone. And also in the video we we questioned ourselves as a role play, like we asked few questions and we also try to answer them uh, to to give some more insight about this verification process. um, at the end of this process, like as a resident, I got a very good idea and I got the answer whatever I had. Hope this video will also help you to understand and hope this answers most of your questions. If you still have questions, please note it down and you can directly ask that questions to the RWA. And this video is going to be a little longer because we try to see how we can make it very very crisp. We tried our best and we prepared this video. Please spend some time and watch this video completely and hope it will be useful. Okay, let's jump. Hey, I'm paying maintenance every month without fail. Um, I love to pay on the day first itself, like when I get the bill. I'm really surprised, like after paying the maintenance, when I got the notice to pay the common electricity bill, I'm really surprised why these additional charges charged on me. I strongly believe that the maintenance amount that I'm paying includes everything. I really don't understand why I have to pay this.
Suresh, I also have the same question. Okay. So, others also, whom I met in person, and here and there I keep meeting people, so they also have the similar questions. Similar, same, as well as there are other queries also they have. Okay. So, what I decided to do is that collect all those queries. Okay. I have collected all those queries, and I could sense all these queries were pointing to one point, which is finance. How is the inflow? How are these outflows going on? And they wanted to really understand what's happening. So I have decided to take it one step further and reach management committee. So we call so-called RWA. Okay. I reached them. I said, as a resident, we have some concerns and we would like to ask about those concerns. And to get in there, firstly, all the queries that I have collected are directly or indirectly related to this finance, boiling into finance. Now, I asked them, can you please share the details of our inflow and outflow monthly wise for few months at least, so that as a resident I will understand how much I'm spending, how much I am how much I'm paying, and how it is being well spent. This is what it is. Further, MC management committee has come forward saying that they will share all the details in the way that we wanted. So when I reached out to MC and with the first iteration that we have started for this exercise, we are about to start this exercise. I sensed that this will require more time and more efforts significantly. So we thought in order to save the time and other stuff, I was actually looking for some volunteers' help. So I voluntarily asked people who wants to come forward and help in this particular exercise. There are 4 volunteers, including me, who has come forward: Suresh Ramalingam and Dinesh and Hari Prasad, and including myself, Suresh. So we 4 have started this activity voluntarily to understand the inflow and outflow. To tell you the fact, actually, this activity just didn't happen in a day or half a day or in an hour time, right? This took a while, actually, say at least 4 to 6 weeks to complete this activity with multiple iterations involved. We had several meetings, we had multiple iterations of collecting the data and refining and reclassification of data. Everything has been done. And as you all understand, everybody, this activity is something which we were doing volunteers on top of our regular routine, office work and personal work. In this process, IMC, management committee and our accountant, PMS accountant and all the volunteers here, they have helped so much we all have put some significant efforts to achieve this active exercise successfully.
We are going to explain all the validations we did for the transactions from April 2024 to Jan 2025. Please have some patience.
Suresh, I understand the intention behind this exercise that you wanted to do, but one thing what I want to further understand is that how are you qualified to do this activity? Can you explain, please?
See, we volunteers, like we are not CA graduates, okay? We are not accountants. We may not know the exact terminology of what is being used, okay? But what we know is what is the input, what is the output, okay? This is a very basic thing which everybody will do at home also, right? What is coming inside, what is going outside. If we know this, if you calculate simple max, what is coming inside, what is going outside, we will know whether we are saving money or there is a deficit. Okay, this knowledge is enough to do this activity. That's my understanding. That is everyone's understanding.
The main idea of this activity is to really find what is our financial status. Uh, Now there is a common electricity bill charge on all the residents. We really want to understand, is our community, our financial situation is in deficit. So that's why like MC is charging on us, or what is the exact situation. That is the main goal of this activity. So by end of this activity, we will able to identify whether what is our financial situation, whether we are in a deficit or what is our situation. Okay, so right now like we are going to start explaining the sheet, so we will know that by end of this activity, like.
To do this activity, firstly, we try to understand what are the income and expenses. And there are again a subclassification of fixed income, variable income, and fixed expense and variable expenses. So let us now jump into this sheet, which will throw you insights of what are those fixed incomes, what are those fixed uh, expenses, and variable income and variable expenses accordingly. Now, let me explain it in detail about the income and expense part for the month of April 2024. Let us start from April and further we'll move on up till January. First, let me explain you April month sheet. This is the April month income and expense sheet report basically. So if you see here, the time period is 1/4/24 to 34/24. Okay, when this month was started, the cash in hand, which is a kind of a petty cash that they generally use it for, okay, they had 1,631 rupees. When on this particular day, 1st of April, the HDFC bank balance, meaning the cash that is available in our, I mean, the balance that is available in our bank is 13 lakhs 26,409.59. Now, the overall amount that we have is the cumulative of these two, right? Now, let me move to the income part firstly to understand how much income that we are generating every month. Now, first is the dues received. So, this is a kind of a you can say fixed income, which is part of our maintenance payments. Per flat per SFT 3.33 is what we pay. For example, I own a 1725 SFT flat. For that, I pay 1725 into 3.33, and that, like similarly the other flats also pay maintenance, which is quarterly maintenance. So that in the month of January we have collected 44 lakh 38,425 rupees. Now next comes the gas recharge. This gas recharge is a variable income. Again, it's kind of a one-on-one mapping. The cylinders that we purchase and the cylinder for the cylinder purchase, again there is a recharge which is being done by our residents through the gas card used to PMS, which is 1,36,875. Okay. Now, electricity recharge. Now, there is another line item, electricity recharge. How much is the electricity recharge that we do in this particular month? Like we do it through El Measure system, right? Which is 22 lakhs 37,454. There is another thing called rental. These are again which are inclusive of 50,000. I mean, so this 50,086 is from your Sriman supermarket, other lobby utility rooms, and saloon and spa. There are other Adonamo boards which you see next to your lifts, etc. Now, again, there is one more component, club membership. Like the club membership charges that whatever that we pay, we take club membership. That is this 2,28,568. And bank at all, whatever the banquet hall bookings during that particular month, which is 16,680. Guest room 1, guest room 2, 3, 4, lawn booking, and preview theater. These all are like bookings based. So these comprise of this amount. Now, other income. I will show you what all these other incomes are. So in the month of April, they were maintaining this other income tab, and they have given the details that I will show you in the separate tabs. Now, every for example, if I talk about rental, if I allow to see what is this rental 50,886, I'll come to your income tab. Okay. Now let me go to that rental. These are the rental items. Vegetable vendor paid 22,000. Again, vegetable vendor. Similarly, if you see everything here, these are the rentals, pinks and blues, maintenance, electricity bill, 50,886. Now, let me again get back to the sheet. Clubhouse membership, 2,22,568. Income pay, if you'll see Clubhouse charges. No, Clubhouse is a direct charge there. Whatever that has been paid, it is there. Now, if I'll go to banquet hall 16,680, again you can see it here in the amenities, amenity booking. If I'll just apply FTL, I can show you banquet hall. So this is boiling down to 16,680 here. Now if I'll check this report, this is exactly the same. One more I will show. Okay, these all four I will show, which is 68,376. Guest room 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now if I'll see here in income, if I'll select 1, 2, 3, 4, the overall you can see 68376, 68376, which is actually matching here, 68376 from the sheet. Similarly, lawn, preview theater, and other income. Other income, let me show you what is this other income. These are the other incomes. Moving mode charges are 38,000, tennis coach payment, and banquet hall speakers, which is 45,400. Okay, this is all our income. How our income is being formed. Now when I actually take the total income for that particular month, the total income comes to 72 lakhs 95,788. Now we already have cash in hand of 13 lakhs, and if we'll do that, okay, which will come around 86 lakh 23,829. Let me explain the expenses part. So the very first expenses that you see here, which is facility management power services, manpower services, which is 19 lakh 30,000. These expenses are nothing but that the maintenance that we pay are being paid to the vendors for their housekeeping, gardening, corresponding materials, security, and other related items. So the detailed breakup of these facility management manpower services, you can check it in expenses, which is here. You can read out manpower services for garden supervisor, gardeners, garden tool, and everything around 1,67,000. And manpower housekeeping, whatever that you see in case housekeeping, so supervisor, HK, janitor, machinery, and everything, which is 7,97,000. And manpower service of supervisor, electrician, plumber, carpenter to Amaze property, which is 3,19,000, almost 4 lakh. And building operations, this is a check paid to JLL operations, so which is 5,65,000. So overall it comes of 19,30,000. The detailed breakdown of items that you see the very first line item. Okay, now STP maintenance or sewage treatment plant maintenance, every month it's a very fixed income, which is around 1,16,000 rupees. Swimming pool maintenance is 75, 80,000, 87,000. These are kind of very direct expenses, so it will not have any breakdown as such, but direct payments. Now let me move to KRE 38 labs, which is 4720. Okay, now that is also an expense which we for a particular sensors that we are paying here. Okay, now gas cylinder. Now in the month of April, we purchased gas cylinder for amount 3,07,800. Okay. Now again, electricity. We have for the month of April, again the electricity bill, which means this is a previous month's electricity bill that we will be paying in the month of April. So which was 23 lakhs 53,552 rupees. That's what the honor event is. Overall electricity has been, which has come as part of expenses. Now electrical sanitary repair and maintenance is around 1,82,236. Petty cash. So this petty cash is nothing but every month they withdraw some amount as a petty cash amount, keep it so that any ad hoc expenses that come, that they will be paying. If I show you that petty cash how it is, just a small thing. So when they started this month, they had this 1,631, which I have shown you here, 1631 cash in hand. Okay, now on top of that, they in this month they have withdraw 50,000. So overall they have 51,000. In that they have spent around 43,000. The detailed expenses are here on what they have spent and how much it is. All these line items. Now The remaining is what? It's 8,042 rupees, which will be a carry forward for the next month opening balance. Now that is what you will see here. Okay, see, I'll show you that. Cash in 8,042. That matches with this. Now, material purchases was around 1 lakh 13,000, and TDS the tax deductors are before paying any vendors, they take the tax deducted, they pay this tax deducted source also 60,000. And cultural expenses, if any in this particular month, any cultural which should have been celebrated, that is here. The bank charges are here. Now, if I'll show you the detailed expenses of these items, you can go to this expense sheet and you can see the material purchase, what they have purchased. Bright Ventures, they have taken, which is around 1 lakh 30,000, which will match with the main sheet. Again, cylinder purchase.
So in this process, like so expenses, right? What we did as a team, right? We verified each and every expense which is given by MCs and against the bank statement. So when you see like an expense in the facility management manpower service, right? There is 19 lakhs. The breakdown comes under three transactions, right? We verified all the three transactions in the bank statement. Also, each and every expense from April to January 2025, each and every expense we verified whether that expense is there in the bank statement or not. So I want to stress this point while Suresh is explaining.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks Suresh Ramalingam for that. Yeah. So further to move, if I was again saying you that these expenses are there in this expenses sheet, you can go and check for the individual breakdown of those expenses, how it is spent, and what it is spent, on what date it is spent. You can see the basic transaction details, how it is being spent.
Okay.
If I just
Suresh, do you want to give the disclaimer where which we discussed in this one at this point?
Yeah, good point, Suresh, actually. So I would like to stress out about the disclaimer. The first disclaimer is there are two disclaimers I would like to stress out.
Okay, the the disclaimer which we want to explain here is, see now swimming pool maintenance, right? That is like 75,800, 850, 75,000
It's
870, right?
870.
What we did is like we verified whether this payment went to the vendor or not, in the sense like whether there is a transaction in the bank statement or not. Okay, that is what we validated. Is this 75,850 is what do you call, is the correct amount, or can we have 65,000, or can it be 85,000? That is out of the scope of this verification process. What we did is, when the transaction is mentioned by the MC, we want to make sure that is there in the bank statement or not. And we did not quantify it. Okay, that is out of the scope of the project. I want to stress this one because people should not like come to an assumption like we verified that also. No, that is out of the scope of the project.
There was in a high level. Let me explain. When this expense sheet and income sheet is shared, just to add Suresh, whatever that you said.
Yes.
Okay. When these expense and incomes have been shared to us, we wanted to really ensure these expenses are the real, I mean, literally spent, meaning it has been debited firstly from our account. For example, how did we actually do this? So, for example, on the day when they said this is the opening balance, HDFC Bank 13 lakh 26,000. Okay, we got the bank statement from them. Okay, to the bank statements, we got the access to their bank statement. Okay, with the authorized personnel, and we have checked whether as on that particular day this opening balance were matching or not. First step is we did that. Now again, when it comes to dues received or income part, when they say in this month they have received 44, I mean say for example rental or anything, if they say that they have received 50,886, then we checked that cumulative of 50,886 is there or not. So some direct transactions we were able to check, but there are transactions like 44,338, 44 lakhs 384.25, which is a maintenance which will be paid for many members. We will not be able to check that. Meaning, still we will be able to, how we will be able to validate is that with the overall balances, we will still be able to check in the bank statement as of that opening or closing balance. So this amounts, whatever that mentioned, along with the opening balance and closing balance, should match with the bank statement. That was matching perfectly. There are other line items in expenses. Say, for example, if facility management manpower services, they say that they have paid the 19 lakhs. Okay, now we went to the breakdown. What all they have paid? They have mentioned here how they have paid. Okay, we navigate here and we see how they have paid. Here they have given us some 5 line items. Okay, these line items they have paid in check. These clearances should be in the bank as a debit. right? Now this debit amount is exactly matching or not is what we have again checked. So this reconciliation, end-to-end reconciliation checking as we have done. Okay, so this is a very basic check that we have done at our level, whatever that was in our perimeter and scope. But this is really not a forensic or CA audit, as we have done this basic validation to understand whether this is income and outflow are justified or not formally from the bank statement.
Okay. So again, to stress one more point, the bank statement, the opening balance and the closing balance. Okay, that gives the entire amount which came inside and went outside, right? So that we verified each and every month. Okay, and again, to give one more clarity on the bank statement, it is having a lot of legal complications. It cannot be shared. Okay, so tomorrow, like, people should not question how you got the bank statement, right? So we asked the MC to sit with us and open the details in their laptop, and we verified that one. So I want to stress that one also, so that we will not get into any legal complications.
That's absolutely fine, good, Suresh, to highlight that part. So I think we have completed this. So on this month end, the income was, if you'll see, 72 lakh 95,000. The overall income of 86 lakh from the previous carry forward. The amount that we have spent is 51 lakh. Now, if we take the difference of this 86 lakh and 51 lakh, the difference is around 34 lakhs. Now, this should be there as on 31st April in the bank, which was there, which we have verified in the bank statement. This amount is also there. So now for the next month opening balance, it is going to be 34 lakh 47,106. Now if I'll open the next month sheet, let me close this one. What we have seen is April month. Now let me open the May month in a sequence, so that you will understand that closing balance of April should be the opening balance of that month. It is just not in the Excel, it is also there in your bank statement matching. If you'll see here, this was the closing balance of the last month. You can still verify when the sheets are published. You can open the sheets and verify this will be the closing balance of the previous month, which becomes our current month's opening balance, which for month of April. So similarly, they have highlighted this income and expenses along with the detailed breakdown of income, expenses, and petty cash.
Okay, so what MCs agreed is, like, these sheets will be shared in MyGate. Okay, so even if you are not getting very clear picture, or if you are going little faster, so we want to cover all the sheets, so that, like, you can get an overview. If you are going little faster, what will you will get these sheets in the MyGate. You can go again. You can verify the details. Okay, Suresh, please continue.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go in detail about each and every expense here. Okay, there are some expenses which will get added up in some months, some might not be there. Okay, so for example, if there's in a month there could be a property tax that we might have paid in that month particularly. This property tax, if you see, this could be a different item altogether. This is the property tax that we pay for the clubhouse. So that is the line item that you see here. Similarly, there are some other line items which could be different, like cultural expenses. Okay, there must have been some festival in the month of May that you have celebrated, which is minimal. That those things might be there. So if you see any delta in the current sheet to the next sheet, that you can go through the sheet and understand. If you go to expense or income sheet, you will clearly understand. I'm not just going through the into detail, but this will be available for all our residents view from going further. I mean, going further.
So,
Let
so most of the items, whatever we saw in the previous month, you will see the same items here as well. So whatever is different, like, you can see only one item is different, that is being explained by NB. So remaining things are same. Again, like, when you get the sheet, you can also go through
now
that.
let me sorry. Now let me quickly jump onto the last statement, because all the sheets will have some similar line items, same line items, and with some dynamic values. Now let me jump onto the last statement here, which is January. Since we are done this activity from the month of April till January 2025, because we have started this activity in the month of February, so we were able to do it only till January, which is the actual month completion. So we were able to do that. And prior to April 2024, we did not have the clear data. And considering this is also, I mean, we wanted to also limit to one fiscal year, or at least say 9 months or 10 months. We have taken it from the current financial year and we did this activity. Now here, if I'll go through in the month of, I'll just go through only the opening balance and closing balance. In the month of December, we had around opening balance of 3,84,000. Okay, for January month. And when the January month was completed, After all the 3 months maintenance everything being paid, we had a carry forward of some amount, which is 25 lakh 55,749. So as on 31st January, this was the amount that we have to run the future, I mean 2 more months, March, February and March, along with some amounts that has to be received. When I say some amounts, which are all dues that we still need to receive, which will be people paying maintenance, that is around some amount is still pending. So now I'll open one particular sheet wherein we are yet to pay the money. This will give you the complete picture of where are we actually falling deficit or surplus. So, up to this point, from April 2024 to January 2025, what we have seen every month we are able to carry forward some positive amount in the bank account, some balances. Then there is a question which is arising: why we are then saying it is in deficit? Then we need to actually pay extra amount uh, to balance the deficit. Now, here is where the trick, I mean, the most important sheet comes into picture. Let me open this pending dues. Okay, now what we have seen till now is April to January, the actuals that we have paid. Now, that doesn't mean that we have completed all the payments. There are still some pending payments which we need to complete it by March. So there is that actual projection which has been projected in the sheet. Now, if you see the sheet, okay, these all are the pending payments that we need to do it by the end of the March. We have started collecting the maintenance for January to March quarter. I mean, this first quarter also. That is also included here. Okay, so now let me explain this pending dues. Say for JLL, okay, we have generally MC pays in a way that based on the money inflow, they will stop for some months. If the money inflow is sufficient enough, they will pay. That MC can further explain. But as of now, they actually withheld the amounts for November and December, which is yet to be paid on top of on January also, and further in future February and March also to be paid. So these 5 months we still need to pay, I mean until March 25, which comes around 26 lakh 92,905. Similarly, security services, they have cleared the dues for November and December. However, January is yet to be paid, and February and March being the future payments that needs to be paid, so which will come around 27 lakhs. Similarly, MEP services 12 lakh, MS property, and MN facility, housekeeping, gardening, all those amounts are here. STP maintenance, which is around this amount. So all these amounts, if you take the cumulative of all these amounts that we need to pay, the held payments as well as the future payments, which will come around 1 crore 9 lakhs 83,138 rupees. These are the pending dues that we need to pay. On top of that, there are other line items, the AMCs that we mandatorily need to do it, which is pending for the year 2025. I mean March, until March. So common electricity charges, which are coming around 8,000. Okay, so that we need to, for January the bills have been already raised, so that is included. Now February, March, again 8 lakh they have put. This could be little variable also, that they will give the actual figures in the income expense sheet when it is actually raised. But the projection that they have given, this is projected amount 8 lakhs, 8 lakhs, that comes under 16 lakhs. Now property tax we need to still pay for the March 4 lakh 60,000. And Mandix, this is CA charges, started account, whatever that they need to pay for this year, 1 lakh 30,000. Similarly, fitness, I mean the gym AMCs are still pending for 3 months. Okay, January, February and March, that they need to do it. So there are other AMCs: transformer AMC, DG AMC, lift AMC. Lift is the major one that actually cost us 3 lakh 41,000 per month. Actually, we have around 32 lifts in community. For that, they will be paying this amount, 20 lakh 49,000 until March, that they need to pay. There are already pending dues from October. Again, CCTV AMCs, boom barrier, WTP, all those, these are all items cumulatively which will come around 55 lakhs. Now, this two totals, 1 crore 9 lakhs and 55 lakhs, which is come boiling down to 1 crore 65 lakhs 82,515. Now, overall pending dues up to March, what we need to pay is 1 lakh 65,082,515. The dues that are still pending with from residents are 70 lakh 9,083, which includes our the remaining residents whomsoever has to pay that maintenance, they'll have to pay. Also, the overdues also, which people who have not paid the maintenance, that is also here. I mean, from past dues, those are also, that the whatever the so-called flats which have not paid maintenance, that is also included in the 70 lakhs. and bank balance we have around 55 lakhs. Even if we do the calculation of this minus this, we still have a deficit of 40 lakhs 73,432.13. This is the overall deficit but that we will have at the end of March. So for to balance this deficit is what we are actually paying this common electricity charges extra. I mean, apart from this 3.33 maintenance that we pay to actually compensate this deficit, we are paying extra of 0.47 or 0.52 per month. However, they are raising based on a calculation. Those calculations can be explained by MC in detail. We can ask them in the meeting. One thing which I wanted to actually highlight is about the gas revenue loss. Okay, this is one of the major identification when we did this exercise, which was, I mean, this exercise has become really helpful to identify one such major revenue loss. If you see gas recharge, okay, for entire 10 months from April till um, January, you will understand how much we have lost. Okay, see, for example, I'll explain you month by month in detail. Okay, for the month of April we have purchased of 3,07,800 rupees worth gas cylinders. However, we have recharged only 1,36,875 rupees. Okay, I'm not taking a month one-on-one mapping for every month. However, if we take some cumulative of, say, for example, 6 months or 10 months, at least the difference should be very close to the remaining should have been a carry forward. But it is not the case. It is not the case actually. If you'll see the expenses, I mean the amount of gas cylinders that we have purchased from April, May, June, July, August, September, this is October, November, December, and January. If you'll see, we have purchased the gas cylinders for 29 lakh 75,400. But if you see the income every month, the gas recharges, it is coming around 11 lakh 86,047 rupees. If you see the difference amount, okay, per month and total, the total difference for these 10 months, it's coming around 17 lakhs 89,353. This is a major revenue loss that we can clearly see from here. And imagine this is only from April to January. Now we have future ones, February and March also. And leave about future is only 2 months now. There was it was from the past. Imagine from day one or from which day how many meters stopped working, nobody has the clear picture. So we are actually paying so much of money in this gas itself. This is one major identification from this activity I would like to bring to your notice, and we can all discuss in the meeting how to arrest this revenue leakage with MC. This will be one good point for us to discuss actually. Thank you. One thing I wanted to really highlight and stress is that please understand that this is just an internal validation that we did for the transparency purpose as well as to understand the utilization of our funds through maintenance. So don't get confused with this activity is done as a CA level audit or a formal legal audit. It's not that. Please understand, and I hope you will understand this, and further you can reach out to MC if you need more details on this.
Yeah, another point is any one of us, any resident can do this exercise as the way we explained for the first sheet. Every month detail, all the invoices are available in the PMS office. You can reach out to MC, management committee, for any details, and any of us can do the entire process by themselves.
Okay, so at the end of this process, right, like
Sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to add on this point. Sorry. Hope whatever the screen sharing that I have done with that Excel sheet and everything has given you some insights of how income and expense, what are the fixed income, variable income, all those things have been explained a little in detail. However, if it is still required, we can have the same walkthrough in the meeting that MC will be confirming. Most likely it is supposed to happen next week or so. So if required, we will give the demo in that also. Sorry, Suresh, you can.
Thanks. See, at the end of this activity, right, like we also gave few suggestions to MC. So the main issue, like everybody faced and myself also faced, like the transparency is not very clear. Okay, and now with this format, whatever we prepared, right, it is very clear and everybody can understand that one. So we requested AMCs to share this information in the same format on a monthly basis to all the residents. through MyKit, right? So anybody can open it and see like what is coming inside, what is going outside. That will be very very helpful. Like that will not give any questions, and also like the efforts will be validated. Again, the second point everybody had is the transparency. So the first point is met means the second point is automatically met. Okay. Even though like this video is little longer, thanks for all your patience. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks all for your time and patience. Thanks, volunteers. Suresh, Dinesh is not here. One of the volunteers, Hari is here. Okay, thanks. Thanks to Dinesh as well. Excellent. Thank you.
guys.
Thanks, residents.
Bye.
Over.